On this feast of the Holy Family, let's take a moment to reflect on what the family is, what it does, and what it needs. As a student of biology, I like the analogy that sociologists use to describe the family, the living cell of society. Just as a biological cell is a basic building block of an organism, the family is the smallest unit from which the larger structure of a well-functioning society is built. As a student of theology, I appreciate the notion of the family as a communion of persons, a sign or an image of the Trinity. How in having and educating children, parents reflect the Father's work of creation. And in the day-to-day challenges and trials of family life, it shares in the sacrifice of the Son. And in the family's mindfulness of God, in prayer, in the celebration of the Sacraments, the bonds of charity, like the Holy Spirit, keep the family together. While these are ways to abstractly think of the family, practically speaking, a properly constituted family is where individuals learn essential social skills, moral values, and human connection, thus forming the basis for a healthy community and nation. And this happens by its members in the family living up to their responsibilities. And what are those responsibilities? Well, for parents, the primary responsibility is to educate their children in all areas of life, including faith, teaching them about God and His love for them, and not only in words, but by modeling virtue, especially the virtues of humility and charity. Children, young and old, are responsible for showing respect toward their parents. Children, you don't always have to agree with your parents, but listen respectfully to them. And adult children, maintain a spirit of gratitude and charity toward your parents. Experience tells us, though, how difficult it can be to live up to these responsibilities. Yet, nothing worth having and preserving comes without effort and cost. And beyond what we do to nurture the wholesomeness within our own family, there are external attacks on the family as a social institution, attack forces which in many ways contribute to a moral malaise and even cause a disintegration within society. This means that the family is vulnerable and so needs care and protection. The family, like human life, is not something about which everyone is on the same page. And to this point, in the gospel, we just heard how the Holy Family was threatened, the target of an evil, diabolical plan. In his attempt to kill Jesus, Herod set out to kill all male children. Joseph, attentive to the promptings of God, and with great love for Mary and Jesus, however, took very practical steps to protect his family from that threat. So what's the point? The The family is a beautiful and important reality for the good of all of us, individually and collectively, and it requires effort to keep it alive and well. But there are many things which go against the beauty and goodness of family life. Some of these things, more than others, harm the family. The usual evil suspects are abortion, assisted suicide, euthanasia, greed, lust, and among others. The gospel challenge to all family members, which is every one of us, is to continue to live out our role in the family, but be aware of the family's vulnerability more generally as an essential component of a well-ordered society, so to protect it from the assaults aimed at weakening and harming it. To the extent that we take seriously our call to love, then we're urged to at least understand the threats to the family and to consider what we can do to protect our family and families in general in the most charitable and loving of ways.